Hey, welcome back. We are here in the kitchen, Station 18, New Hanover County Fire and Rescue, cooking with Trevor. Happy 2023. We are getting ready for Super Bowl parties are coming up, and traditionally everybody goes crazy with the buffalo chicken dip, sausage balls, Vienna sausages, meatballs, barbecue, all that kind of stuff. 7-layer dip, all of which is delicious. However, I would like to offer you an alternate. So we are going to attempt to make buffalo cauliflower bites. So these are all the rage in the restaurants around here for your appetizers and whatnot. I highly recommend trying them out. What we're going to do here is we're going to do the homemade version, and hopefully you'll be able to add that into the choices that you may make for your Super Bowl party coming up, or anytime you want to try this at home. So what we have is a head of cauliflower. We've got the kind of the go-to wing sauce is the Frank's Red Hot Wing Sauce. I've got some vegetable oil here, which would be a healthier choice. I may go ahead and use the olive oil though, because I think it might bake in better. We got a little bit of butter, some garlic powder, black pepper, and you could choose to put a dollop of honey in there just to sweeten up the deal. So we got a bowl here. We're going to break up the cauliflower into florets, which is the little bite-sized pieces. We're going to line our baking sheet with some parchment paper. That will keep the sauce on the cauliflower and keep it from running all over your pan. Cutting board and a knife, and I've already preheated the oven to a pretty high temperature. 420 is what we're going to bake it at, and we're going to do it in 2 separate sections. We're going to pre-bake it with the seasonings, and then we're going to bake it a second time after we put the buffalo sauce on. But we'll walk you through it as we get to this project here with the buffalo cauliflower bites. So stick around and we'll be right back. Hi, all right, so we're back and we have broken up our cauliflower, the other white broccoli, into florets, and we want them in a pretty decent size. So you want them about 3 inches, 2 to 3 inches, so that if they do break up further in the cooking process, you're not going to end up with just tiny little BBs of cauliflower. So we've got our florets. What I neglected to tell you in our ingredients list to begin with was the cornstarch. Some people use flour, but cornstarch can be far superior in these types of applications when you're trying to get something with a light, crispy batter on it. So I've got 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I got 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. We're gonna take some pepper to taste, about 10 twists, and then 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. So that's what we're going to do with this recipe. Like I said, some of the recipes call for vegetable oil. And again, once you have mixed this all together and you're going for your dipping sauce, you may choose ranch, you may choose blue cheese, you may choose a light blue cheese. Or a Caesar. So there are choices that you can have. It's also recommended that your serving suggestions, you can serve it with carrot sticks, bell pepper strips, celery, that sort of thing. So we've got our pre-mix here. That's our soak. We're going to get these in here and toss these around and get these coated first as we get ready to bake them on the cookie sheet with the parchment paper. So I want to make sure that I get these good and coated. So we're going to start, and we'll do it in batches. Okay, and then like I said, we're going to end up baking these twice. So a lot of your vegetables have a high water content, and as you start to cook them, they're going to off gas or get rid of some of that water, and that's what we want. We want them kind of crispy. So if you don't cook them long enough or at a high enough temperature, they're going to end up being soggy. So that's what we're trying to avoid here. So we're going to share the marinade or the pre-dressing here. And we'll get everything spaced out on our cookie sheet. You don't want to crowd, so if you are doing a double or triple batch, you got a large party, make sure you have enough room on your pan so that everything can cook evenly and it's not super crowded with one another, like a lot of people make the mistake of doing when they're making french fries or tater tots, things like that. They just pour a bunch on the pan and they're all crowded together, and they end up sticking with each other and they don't cook thoroughly. So that's just a little tip from me to you. So it's pretty simple ingredient list. We'll get these prepped, put them in. We're going to set them for about 20 minutes at 425 with the initial dressing, and then we're going to prep our hot sauce or the buffalo sauce, just a little dollop of about 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter and maybe just a tiny squeeze of honey. We'll mix that together. We'll redress these and then put them back in until they are ready. So we'll see you back here in just a few minutes. All right, welcome back. We've pre-roasted our cauliflower. They were in there for about 20 minutes, working some of the moisture out and soaking up the cornstarch and the olive oil and the pepper and garlic powder. So now we have taken about 4 or 5 tablespoons of our buffalo sauce, just maybe a teaspoon of honey, and what else do we have? 2 tablespoons of melted butter. We mix that in here. So we're going to bring this over. We pulled our cauliflower out, and now we're going to soak them in the buffalo sauce. And then return them to the pan, and we're going to put them back in and let the buffalo sauce bake on to the cauliflower. And again, we're not trying to crowd them. Just give them a nice little toss here. Put them back in and let them bake. And you can, for your desired doneness, if you want them a little more done, a little less done. But again, your oven is going to be nice and hot, 425. Keep an eye on them. You don't want to walk away from your oven and leave this stuff, especially something with a lot of sauce or butter on it, because you could have an oven fire. Okay, make sure you keep your cooking apparatus clean. Clean your ovens according to the manufacturer specifications, keeping an extinguisher on hand in the kitchen area, as well as batteries or new smoke alarms in the house. Okay. All right, so we're getting these coated. Like I said, about another 10-15 minutes in there. I'm trying to get out of the kitchen here so that the guys can make dinner for us tonight. But this is a pretty simple recipe. Excuse me. And a healthier choice for your Super Bowl finger foods. You're going to have guests over. I highly recommend you try something like this with a little veggie to it. So you can still have your meatballs as well if you so desire. But let's give everyone some options. Okay, so I'm going to put these back in. We'll show you what the finished product is once we get these out of the oven, and we'll see you back in about 10 minutes. Okay, so here's the finished product. We spent about another 10 minutes once we brought them out and put them into the buffalo sauce. Put them back in the oven for about 10 minutes or so. You could do them a little bit longer if you want them more well done or more crispy. The cornstarch has made them, given them a little bit of a crisp to it, a little bit of a battering, if you will. I just put some blue cheese here for the dipping sauce. So you can do this, like I said, paired with carrot sticks, celery sticks, bell pepper slivers. I'll make it a nice vegetable plate, and then of course you can do this with buffalo sauce, and it's not bad. So give it a try. It's a real simple recipe, only a few ingredients. If you're lucky enough to catch the cauliflower on sale, then it'll be cheap as well. So I hope you enjoy this from another alternative to your Super Bowl foods this year. Thanks for joining us here at New Hanover County Fire Rescue Station 18 in the kitchen with Trevor, and stay safe. We'll see you next